Begging and pleading to get an ex back. Hi guys, my name is Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about begging and pleading to get an ex back. So let's first talk about why begging and pleading rarely works, and if it ever works at all. So the reason why it doesn't work is because it comes across as needy, desperate, and just overall weakness. And all of those things are really, really unattractive. Why is begging and pleading really unattractive? It comes across as if that person is someone that can't let go. And if they can't let go, then they might start doing things like obsessing over you, or they might become a stalker. If you're a woman, that's one of your fears, to be in a room with a man that doesn't know what no means and won't take no for an answer. And basically, if someone's already said no to someone who is begging and pleading, and yet they keep on begging and pleading, it can feel very uncomfortable, and that is why they are being put off by that reaction. That is why they don't like it. That is why it's not attractive. That is why it never works. So obviously, if you have done this, you have begged and pleaded with someone to get them back. I assume it hasn't worked. It rarely ever does. So how can you turn this situation around? So first of all, in order for this situation to be turned around at all, and for you to have a chance still with this person, is that they still need to be at least attracted to you. They still need to find you attractive in order for it to work. Now, unfortunately, begging and pleading are really unattractive actions, and that can put someone off you completely, no matter how attractive they find you. That could really turn them off emotionally and not want to be with you. So it doesn't really matter if, let's say, you are physically attractive. If you have begged and pleaded, that personality trait in itself could have completely turned them off you. So they need to at least be attracted to you still emotionally and have some desire for you and desire to be with you. That still needs to be there. Okay, and if that's gone, then you've got no chance of attracting them back. Because even at the beginning of, a dating process, someone at least needs to be attracted to you and to find you attractive and to find your qualities attractive in order to go out on a date with you. They need to at least have that hope that there's something inside of you that is really attractive. They need to at least have that level of attraction in order to go on a date with you and want to be with you. And that's kind of what happens when you go on a date with someone. If this was online dating, let's say, and they probably think you're really attractive and they want to see you, okay, let's go and find out about this person's personality, which is basically what everyone should be doing on the first date with someone. They should be just doing it in order to find out more about the person, to see if they're a right match. But I know a lot of people, myself included in the past, where we would go into a day with all these expectations, all these hopes, that this person is going to be amazing, or even like a pre-expectation that this person's already wonderful and amazing just because you've been looking at their pictures and they're attractive. And that's just not the case. You need to go into a date, no matter who you are, as being very skeptical and suspicious, because you want to find out if this person is the right match, which a lot of people don't really do. Like, a lot of people just, see the pictures, think they're hot, and think, yeah, this is going to be the person I'm going to marry. And then, and obviously that's not a great thing to do because it causes obsession. But the right attitude to have is obviously to see how things go and to see if this person's the right match. Because you could go on a date with someone and they could look really attractive, but their personality could completely turn you off of them, which is something that can happen if you are begging and pleading with someone. Even if you've been with them for 10 years, if you just start begging and pleading at them, that's probably going to turn them off you, and it could actually completely ruin the relationship. So if you have begged and pleaded, I would recommend going no contact and not contacting them again, because you've obviously probably contacted them too much. You've already begged, you've already pleaded, they already know how you feel about them. So if they already know how you feel about them, you don't need to do any more convincing. You don't need to send them any more messages. You don't need to do anything else. The only thing that you might want to do is, if you've done something and you've made a complete fool of yourself, you could just simply apologize for your behavior. You could reach out to them, you could call them up if they haven't blocked you or anything, and just say to them, look, I know I was begging and pleading. I just want you to know that I'm really sorry for that. I know it must have come across as really weak. And basically I just want to apologize because it probably made you feel uncomfortable. And that's it. That's all you need to say to them. And then you need to go no contact. Now, like I said, no contact will only work unless that person who you're doing the no contact with already has at least some shred of attraction left for you. More so attraction for your personality than any other quality. And you must wait for them to reach out to you, because if you begged and pleaded, you don't need to do any more contacting. You've already done enough. So you need to wait for them. And they may not come back. They may not come back. They will only come back if they still are attracted to some part of your personality, or there's still some attraction there, at the very least. But you need to understand, and you need to come to terms with the fact that they may never ever reach out to you again, depending on how severe your begging and pleading was. So now that you've got all this time on your hands, because if, let's say, this was someone you was in a relationship with, or someone that you was talking to a lot, then obviously there's going to be some free time that used to be occupied with the person that you were with or liked or were dating. So you now need to start doing other things to improve your life in some way, to do a bit of self-care, and to basically just make your life a little bit better for yourself, because you're probably beating yourself up about begging and pleading. So anyway, use that time that you were using for them and do something else, something that will actually help you. So this could be exercise, it could be just, watching something educational, listening to something educational, basically just filling your time with something that you enjoy that does actually help you. Don't fill it with something toxic like drinking, or doing something that may make you feel good in the moment but doesn't actually help you in the long run. So obviously listening to something educational or something that empowers you in some way is going to help, but doing something like overeating, like eating chocolate or doing drugs or drinking, isn't going to help. Fill your time with stuff that is good for you and also feels good. Okay, if it feels good and it is good for you, then it's a good thing for you to do. If it feels good in the moment but it's not good for you in the long run, it's not a good thing for you to do. So basically that's how you can determine whether or not something is good for you or not, and what you should be filling your time with or not. Okay, and you should be using that in the time that you would usually dedicated to that person who you begged and pleaded with. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you. Obviously these videos are very generalized, so if you need coaching with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. Alternatively, you can use the email address provided in this video's description box. If you would like me to discuss something in a future video, then please leave it in the comments and I shall do it as soon as I possibly can. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.